UFC middleweight champion Dricus du Plessis responded to Khamzat Chimaev's comments about him withdrawing from UFC 317. Low-key, DDP is one of the best trash talkers in the game. We're going to talk about what he has to say here and everything that's going on. My name is James Lynch, so MMA Fighting with a really good article here, kind of setting everything up. Dricus du Plessis responds to Khamzat Chimaev's biggest BS comments. Of course, Chimaev, after it came out that he would not be fighting at UFC 317. We don't know the injury, by the way, or how long it is or anything like that, but Chimaev coming out and saying, this guy, biggest bullshit, using a line from Khabib Nurmagomedov, of course, someone that used the BS line a lot. So Chimaev wrote this right when the fight was off. And then Dricus du Plessis responds here in a very savage manner. Gotta like this here. Let's take a look at the last 2.5 years and tell me who's BS. And he's right. That's the one thing that a lot of the Chimaev fans have sort of forgot about. Again, I've seen a lot of comments over the last couple of days from his fan base, and I get it. Passionate fan base, they're going to back their guy, but a lot of people saying like Dricus is scared to fight him. He's pulling out. He should be stripped of the title. All this stuff. Meanwhile, Dricus du Plessis last fought. You can see right there, February 8th. It's April 22nd today, and I see people as well talking about how there should be an interim title. There should not be an interim title. He fought a few months ago. I said this in the video I posted right when the injury happened, was that you shouldn't do an interim title if the champion's not going to be out for a while. You only do that in the situation like we had, a couple of years ago with Jamal Hill, serious injuries, like I can't fight. Let's do a vacant title, or let's make the title vacant. Yuri Prohaska, same thing with his shoulder. That happened as well. There's no need to do that. Now, it would have been nice for du Plessis to kind of give some insight into the injury, how long he's going to be out. But I think this is a very savage response. I think it's all true. And I think people have short memories. Now, obviously there was some stuff here with Chimaev. There was some COVID stuff that happened. He got sick, I believe, with the first Whitaker fight. The Nate Diaz thing, that whole thing was weird with Nate Diaz. I still don't know what really happened there other than, obviously they switched up the fight at the last minute. But yeah, Chimaev has not been that active. Remember when he first came in the UFC, he was fighting sort of back to back here. He was trying to break some records and all that. But since then, it's been really tough for him to get back in there. He obviously had COVID, and then he potentially had long COVID. I'm not a doctor here. I just know he's had some health issues. Let's put it that way. So I agree with DDP here. Like, of all people to talk about like pulling out of fights, I get he's disappointed. I get he's trying to hype up the fight here. He's not one to talk, and I think du Plessis with the perfect response here. We'll see what happens. I mean, listen, if Chimaev wants to keep active and he doesn't want to wait around, I understand that. There's a couple options for him. Obviously, you got the Kayao fight. You've got the, Nasruddin Imavov fight could happen too. I think both are worthy of a shot there. I just don't think it should be for an interim title unless DDP is going to be out for a long time. So I'm hoping we'll get some insight here from DDP here pretty soon. How long is the injury? How long he's going to be out for? All that different stuff. But I'm not a fan of doing an interim titles unless it's going to be something long. And I also don't think, I've heard this argument too, well, they need a title fight to headline, UFC 317. Like, I get that, but that shouldn't, like, to me, there's no reason to do an interim title if the champion's only going to be out for a bit. It doesn't make any sense. And I think that's really lame of the UFC to do that. I also don't think they would go with an interim title fight to headline UFC 317. I think you make one other main event. I don't know what that is. That's something we talked about on our chat here today. I don't know what it's going to end up being. It might end up being like Islam and Gaethje or Pereira and Ankalaev. Who knows what they're going to go with as far as a main event there. But I think if Chimaev does want to fight, he would be the co-main event. Right? Because I think even if they did an interim title, I don't think that's the main event of 317. I might be wrong about that, but I kind of lean towards they're going to pick a different fight for 317. We still have some time, by the way. June 28th is that card. But yeah, good to hear DDP respond. The only thing I would say is it would be nice if he could, tell us a little bit about that injury and how long he's going to be. That would have been nice to see a follow-up tweet there, but I guess we'll stay tuned for what's next. But again, I've said it before, DDP, one of the low-key best trash talkers in MMA right now. So I'm going to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you want to see Chimaev fight either Kayao or Imavov? What would be your preference? Do you want to see him wait? Like, if, du Plessis only out for, if he can't make that date and he has to be out a little bit longer, if he can fight like in the fall, why not just wait and do the title fight then? I don't think a couple more months is going to matter. And I know Chimaev's been waiting around a while. A lot of people felt like Chimaev should have got the shot over Strickland instead. But I would rather do that. Or if he wants to keep active, there's a couple good options there. So we'll see. You guys let me know in the comments. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, @Lynch on Sports. My name is James Lynch. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.